There is a quiet pain that many faithful people carry. It is not the pain of rebellion. It is not the pain of walking away from God. It is the pain of obedience that feels unnoticed. You did what God asked. You stayed honest when lying was easier. You stayed faithful when leaving would hurt less. You prayed when quitting felt more logical. And still, nothing changed. No reward, no recognition, no visible fruit, only silence. And that silence makes you wonder if obedience is even worth it anymore. The scripture is very clear about moments like this, and what it reveals may change how you see this season. God never ignores obedience, but he often hides its results until the right moment. And what feels like being overlooked right now may actually be God preserving what obedience is producing in you. Obedience is hardest when there is no immediate feedback. When you obey God and nothing improves, obedience begins to feel pointless. You expected peace, but got pressure. You expected clarity, but got confusion. You expected progress, but life stayed the same. And slowly, a dangerous thought appears. What is the point of doing this if no one sees it? Not even God. But scripture shows us that obedience is rarely rewarded publicly before it is proven privately. Think about Noah. He obeyed God before rain ever existed. Day after day, he built something that made no sense to the people watching. Years passed. No validation, no confirmation, only obedience. But when the rain finally came, it was clear. God had never been late. He was waiting until obedience was complete. Think about Moses. He obeyed God and went back to Egypt expecting freedom. Instead, Pharaoh increased the burden. The people Moses was sent to help turned against him. Obedience made things worse before it made them better. But God was not absent. He was dismantling a system that could not fall overnight. Here's what obedience does that reward never could. Obedience trains your heart to trust God without incentives. It removes the need for applause. It teaches you to walk even when there is no proof that walking is working. And that kind of faith cannot be rushed, because obedience that depends on outcomes is not obedience yet. It is negotiation. God is not just watching what you do. He is shaping who you are becoming while you do it. And sometimes, if God revealed the results too early, you would stop obeying him and start worshiping the outcome. This is why obedience often feels lonely, because God is weaning you off validation. He is teaching you to stand firm, even when obedience costs you comfort, approval, or speed. And the longer obedience goes unnoticed, the purer it becomes. Because eventually, you are no longer obeying for reward. You are obeying because God is God. Even Jesus experienced this. He obeyed the Father perfectly. And what did obedience lead him to? Rejection, mockery, a cross. If obedience guaranteed immediate reward, Jesus would have been crowned instead of crucified. But resurrection did not come late. It came at the exact moment obedience had fully accomplished its purpose. So if obedience feels heavy right now, do not assume it is useless. Do not assume God has overlooked you. Obedience is never wasted. It is never ignored. It is never forgotten. What God is growing through, your obedience often takes longer than what you are praying for. But when the time comes, you will realize this truth. God was not delaying the reward. He was protecting what obedience was producing in you. So keep walking. Keep obeying. Keep trusting, because heaven records what earth never applauds. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6, verse 9.